Part 49. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 481. Chapter 481. Ning Luoluo looked at Fang Shuhua and suddenly laughed. The way I used to be? Wasn't the person I used to be just a figment of your imagination? Since I was a child, everything I say and do is not what you want me to be. Dear mother, why don't you believe everything I say to you? Are they all true? Why don't I believe it? I don't believe anything you said, you say it yourself. Fang Shuhua felt that Ning Luoluo was just looking for trouble now. It's true that when I went to university, I didn't even know how a lady became a lady. Which sentence, for example, I like to learn media things, for example, I don't like playing the piano, I like Guh, and another example is the incident between me and my cousin. Ning Luoluo, how many times have I told you that your cousin is of noble birth and you cannot compare with him? Don't embarrass your cousin by saying those words again. What's more, your cousin is a serious young man, how could he do those things? Ning Luoluo, how could I make you like this? You totally disappoint me. Do you know? Of course I know, because I didn't lie the way you wanted. But, Mom, I want to give you the same words. You have disappointed me so much. I never thought that my mother would belittle her daughter in order to save other people's face. So, let me tell you, in my heart, my cousin is not a noble species at all, he is just a scumbag to the core. Scumbag is disgusting. Every time I see him smiling at me, I feel so sick that I want to vomit. Do you understand? My dear mother. Ning Luoluo had tears streaming down her cheeks unconsciously. Actually, she made a recording that day, but she didn't have the courage to take out the recording. She thought about it for a long time. She thought about whether she should secretly send the recording to Fang Shuhua and then jump off the building. However, she was afraid of heights and pain. She really hated herself for not having the courage to die. Why is death such a luxury for her? Ning Luoluo sighed and sat back on the chair. What would have happened if she had played the recording back then? She doesn't know, she doesn't dare to face it, because there are too many things involved. Because, if this thing is released, maybe my cousin will only be scolded, but she will be looked at with colored eyes by her relatives and friends for the rest of her life. Ning Luoluo squeezed her hands tightly. Just when she felt that she was about to have a nervous breakdown, the door to the operating room opened. She looked over and saw Feng Ling walking towards her like a little angel. Ling, is my grandpa okay? Well, it's okay, don't worry, don't be sad. Next, you and your family will take good care of your grandpa, you know? The old man should not have any sequelae this time, and he can still enjoy his old age, so cherish him. I will. Ning Luoluo nodded with tears in her eyes, and then rushed in. Did you really save her grandfather? Fang Shuhua looked at Feng Ling questioningly. Feng Ling has seen this kind of look too many times, so she is already immune to it. I'm here for Luoluo to get on the operating table, that's all. After Feng Ling finished speaking, he turned around and left. Fang Shuhua still can't figure out why so many doctors can't do it. Feng Ling knows that the little girl can do it, is she playing with her? However, she asked many foreign doctors about the old man's condition, but they all said no. End of this chapter. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 482. Chapter 482. Ling Ning Luoluo saw Feng Ling outside and walked up. Thank you for saving my grandpa. It's okay, Feng Ling thought for a while and asked, I just came out and saw you and your mother. Did you have a quarrel? Well, it's an old problem, it's nothing. Ning Luoluo's eyes flickered and she didn't say any more, because she knew very well that some things cannot be solved by others. In the final analysis, Feng Ling is not something her parents can understand, so why should she upset Feng Ling? Ling, I'm hungry now, shall we go have barbecue? We haven't had barbecue yet. Ning Luoluo looked at Feng Ling. It was a rainy day today, the weather outside was very cold, but the clothes Ning Luoluo wore were very thin, but she didn't seem to feel cold at all. When Feng Ling walked out with her, the girl seemed it's like being in a fugue, you can't feel whether you are cold or not at all. Feng Ling glanced at her and nodded, okay, I'll go eat with you. At the barbecue place, Ning Luoluo ordered a bottle of beer for herself, saying that she would not go home until she was drunk, and Feng Ling agreed. She looked at Ning Luoluo and said, tomorrow is the weekend. You can drink more today. I will watch over you and won't let anything happen to you. Don't worry. She could see that Ning Luoluo had something on her mind, and she also knew that drinking was harmful to health. However, if Ning Luoluo was sober, she would not be able to express the things that were accumulated in her heart. So over time, problems will definitely occur. So, Feng Ling thought that maybe it would be good to let Ning Luoluo drink a little more wine and then talk about it through wine. Ning Luoluo drank a lot, and Feng Ling ate almost all the barbecue she ordered. Ning Luoluo was not hungry. Ning Luoluo would not feel hungry when she was in a bad mood, so she just wanted to drink today. Lingling, I don't know who I should tell you. I'm afraid of bringing you trouble, so I don't dare to tell you. However, if I don't tell you, I really don't know who I should tell. Lingling, I'm so sad. I'm really, really sad. Feng Ling held the girl in her arms and comforted her, okay, you can tell me that you are my friend and I am your friend. What is there that is not good to say between friends? If I can help you the most, well, if I can't help you, you'll feel better if you tell me, right? Ning Luoluo looked at Feng Ling in confusion, and then paused for a long time. Feng Ling waited patiently for the girl's decision. Finally, Ning Luoluo spoke, Feng Ling, I'm so sad. My parents don't believe me at all. They have never believed me. Why don't they believe me? I've always been obedient. I've always been good. Be obedient and do what they want me to be. I work so hard just to make them agree with me and believe everything I say. Why after more than 10 years of hard work, I still can't compare to other people's children, why? Ning Luo fell into Feng Ling's arms, tears finally flowing down. By the light, Feng Ling looked at Ning Luoluo's slightly red face and rubbed it gently. There are too many misunderstandings in this world, but Luoluo, you should be yourself first. The important thing is, don't live how they want you to live, live how you want yourself to live. Then think about others, okay? However, I want them to believe in me. I have no other request in this life, just for them to believe in me and be my backing. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 483. Chapter 483. They said they would support me. When I was very young, on my birthday, I told my parents that I hope they can support me throughout my life. When I grow up, I will be with them. We support each other, but why did they obviously agree at the time but failed to do so later? Ning Luoluo thought about what Fang Shuhua said today and became increasingly sad. Lingling, I have never told anyone, Lingling, I am not just myself anymore. I have been with you since I was 8 years old, not myself anymore. Lingling, I lost myself, but my parents didn't believe me, they only believed in my cousin. Only believe that man who is full of hypocrisy, why? Why do they all believe in Fang Jian and not me? I am not worse than him, I am not worse than him at all. Ning Luoluo cried and told what happened between her and Fang Jian. At that time, when she was 8 years old, Fang Jian came to their house to celebrate the new year. Because there were few rooms, Her parents let her sleep in the same room as Fang Jian. Who knew that the sleep would really turn into sleep? At that time, no one told her that it was not allowed. She did not know that it was not allowed and she did not understand. So, even after that day, she didn't feel anything. Later, when she was in junior high school, she found out from other classmates that she was angry and ashamed at the same time. She didn't know how much courage she mustered up to talk to Fang Shuhua, but Fang Shuhua actually said she was joking, scolded her for not studying well, and asked her if she had read too many novels, and put away her mobile phone. Later, she discovered that on that day, she accidentally pressed the recording button on her old mobile phone, and the original incident was completely recorded. However, even if she listened to that recording once, she could not sleep all night long. She could not imagine what would happen if she gave this recording to others. In this way, she lived with this nightmare until she was 18 years old. Over the years, she tried her best to tell her parents, but no one believed her. Feng Ling, tell me, am I a failure? That's why no one wants to believe in me? If not, why are they unwilling to believe me? Do they not love me anymore? No, but, they don't love them enough. Feng Ling sighed. There are too many people in this world who can truly deserve the title of parents. Some people say that they are parents for the first time, so they should be tolerant. But who knows that they are also children for the first time? Parents have at least experienced society and know what is right and what is wrong, but what about their children? They were born into this world, and the world they saw was built by their parents. It is not easy to be a parent, but how can it be easy to be a child? Luoluo, please don't think about these things these days. I will help you, but please give me some time, okay? Feng Ling patted her. On this day, Feng Ling found a hotel to stay because Ning Luoluo was no longer in a suitable state to go back to school. The next day, when Ning Luoluo woke up, she remembered what happened at night and looked at Feng Ling without any mistake. Ling, nothing happened yesterday. I will help you and I promise you that I won't tell anyone. Thank you, Ling. Ning Luoluo nodded, but her face was still a little thoughtful. She had breakfast and then went to the hospital to see her grandfather. Fang Shuhua saw Ning Luoluo and smelled Ning Luoluo's scent. He frowned tightly. Have you been drinking? End of this chapter. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 484. Chapter 484. Yaning Luoluo said coldly, her voice was very indifferent and seemed to have no emotion. Fang Shuhua suddenly exploded, your grandpa just came out of the operating room. You didn't accompany him and went to drink by yourself. Ning Luoluo, what on earth do you want to do? Why did you become like this just after you went to college? Is it that Feng Ling? Let me tell you, you should avoid associating with those unscrupulous people in the future, otherwise, Grandpa won't be able to be saved. The person you talk about saved Grandpa and me as well, but you, besides not believing in me, know nothing, because Ning Luoluo is still in the ward, so the voice was not loud, but it was very cold. For a moment, Fang Shuhua seemed to feel that the air in the entire ward had been cooled. She was stunned for a few seconds, and then started to yell at Ning Luoluo, am I wrong? Is it wrong that I let you accompany your grandpa? Your grandpa is so kind to you, but you don't accompany him when he comes out of the operating room. Shouldn't you scold me when you go out to have a good time? I think you just went to school and lost your mind. I have never been so awake for a moment. Ning Luoluo looked at Fang Shuhua and Ning Jun, who had just arrived, and smiled, you, take good care of Grandpa. Ling said that Grandpa will not leave any sequelae and can enjoy it in peace. Old age. Later, Mom, I will type something for you. I hope, you can listen to it and take a look at it carefully. I have something else to do, so I will leave first. Ning Luoluo took a deep look at her grandfather on the bed, with reluctance on her face. Luoluo, what are you doing? Your grandpa is still sick, so stay with him here. Your mother and I have to go to work and are not free. You don't have any classes today, so just stay here with us. Dad, I'm in a bad mood today. Everyone is in a bad mood. Your grandfather's first priority right now is to stay with him. I'll ask your cousin to come over and accompany you later, Ning Jun said. Ning Luoluo's mood suddenly exploded. Don't call that scum here. Luoluo? What are you talking about? That's your cousin. He even prepared a small cake for you to eat today. Isn't it your birthday soon? Your cousin said he would celebrate your birthday in advance. I told you, I won't celebrate my birthday, not in this life. Also, I don't want to see that Fang Jian in this life. Ning Luoluo looked at Ning Jun, her eyes had changed. She no longer looked like she was looking at her father, as if she was looking at a sad person. She quickly rushed out of the room and walked up to the top floor of the hospital. She looked at the blue sky and white clouds, thinking about the future that her grandfather had described to her when she was a child, and smiled. Grandpa, I really want to know what the future will be like, but, from that day on, I have no future. No people believe me. You are older, I dare not tell you. I am afraid that you will be angry, but apart from you, I don't know who I should tell. I really don't know. Yesterday, Lingling believed me. I can feel that she really wants to help me. But I can't wait any longer. I'm almost sick to death. Really, anyway, after so many years, if that scumbag really wants to go to jail, he will. I won't be able to stay long, but what I changed is indeed for a lifetime. Grandpa, you are right. The sky is really beautiful. I want to see the sky. I want to feel what the wind is like. Ning Luoluo closed her eyes and opened her hands. On the other side, Feng Ling found the video through search. At that time, it happened to be in the room opposite Ning Luoluo. End of this chapter. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 485. Chapter 485. There was a surveillance camera. Fang Jian's curtains were not closed at that time, so you could see what Fang Jian was doing to Ning Luoluo through the gap. It can be seen that at that time, Fang Jian brought a cake to Ning Luoluo, as if to celebrate her birthday, and then, something like that happened. At that time, Ning Luoluo had no idea what this was, and had no idea what it was. It's not possible. Looking at the video, Feng Ling squeezed her hands tightly together and made a phone call. Hey, are you there? I want to report a case to you. What are you doing? Fang Jian was arrested by a group of police as soon as he entered the ward. Sir, someone reported you as Wuxi, so please come with us. Impossible, you have arrested the wrong person. Fang Jian thought of something, his eyes were flustered for a moment, and then calmed down for a moment. 10 years have passed, how could he still find any evidence? The arrest is correct. You can go to the police station to drink tea and chat with the police inside. Take him away, Feng Ling gestured. Hey, who are you? Why are you arresting Fang Jian casually? What Wuxi? Fang Jian is an authentic college student who graduated from 985. There are so many people outside who want him. He is a talent of the motherland. Do you know that it is illegal for you to arrest people without evidence? Fang Shuhua frowned, then looked at Feng Ling and said, why is it you, little girl again? Luoluo went drinking with you yesterday, right? How can a girl drink? Don't associate with our Luoluo family in the future, so as not to lead to bad things. Don't you want to know why she drinks? Feng Ling looked at her with cold eyes. She must have told you many times. What did Fang Jian do to her? What about you? What did you say? Ning Luoluo is your biological child, right? The child Luoluo doesn't get along with her cousin, so she always slanders her cousin. We have been adjusting this matter, but you don't need an outsider to intervene. I will go back to educate Luoluo and let her stop being outside. Talking nonsense. Haha, Feng Ling laughed angrily. Is this the theory of victim guilt? However, unfortunately, I can tell you that according to the police's verification, the evidence for Fang Jian's crime is conclusive. Otherwise, it would be impossible to arrest him. You go first. Okay, Miss Fang. The policeman glanced at Fang Shuhua and said, "Are you the girl's mother? I have never seen my own mother not helping her daughter to help outsiders. Don't be this scumbag, you are yourself his biological son." The policeman jeered and left. Video and audio recording, both are there. He can't escape. Feng Ling glanced at Fang Shuhua and said, "Luoluo is here." She went out, I don't know. At this time, Fang Shuhua realized that something really seemed to be wrong. Feng Ling rolled her eyes and was about to go out, but found that there was a commotion outside. When I went out, I saw a girl lying in a pool of blood, with blood flowing all over the ground. Luoluo. Feng Ling recognized Neng Luoluo at a glance. Fang Shuhua screamed and ran forward, but was pushed away by Feng Ling. "Get away, I want to save someone. You guys get out of the car quickly and come to the emergency room," Feng Ling said while giving Neng Luoluo cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Fang Shuhua was completely confused. She looked at Ning Jun, who came over after receiving the call, and said, "What's going on? How could our daughter jump off the building?" Before she finished speaking, Fang Shuhua received Ning Luoluo's WeChat message. The news from just 5 minutes ago. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 486. Chapter 486. What caught her eye was a recording. Fang Shuhua opened it with trembling hands and heard a familiar male voice coming from inside. "Luoluo, is the cake delicious?" "It's delicious." Fang Shuhua heard clearly that it was Neng Luoluo's voice when she was a child, and it was the male voice again. "Then Luoluo, would you like to play a game with your brother?" "What game is it?" "You'll know in a moment, Luoluo." "Brother, it hurts, I don't want to play anymore." Fang Shuhua didn't know when she finished listening to it. She only knew that except today, she didn't want to listen to this recording again in her life. She would never have imagined that everything Neng Luoluo told her was true. "Hello, Dad, Mom. Maybe by the time you see this recording, I am no longer here, because I really can't hold on anymore. In this world, the person I once cared about the most has never believed it. Pass me. I remember that when I was young, I once made a wish and said that I hope my parents can trust me all my life. When I grow up, I will support my parents and support each other's lives. I remember very clearly that you promised me at that time. I was very happy. I felt that since you promised, you would definitely do it. But later, it seemed that things were not like this. They all say that if you say your wish, it will not work. I often wonder if I had not said it out at that time, it would not have turned out like this. Mom, I didn't know about this until I was in the first grade of junior high school. Only then did I realize that it was wrong. It turned out that this kind of thing should be punished. However, because he is my cousin and because we are related by blood, I know very well that even if this matter comes out, it will not be punished. No one will do anything to him. I know very well that apart from scolding him, you won't do any real harm to him. In this world, the word relative is sometimes too dirty, so dirty that I can't bear it. I am willing to recognize anyone as a relative. I once selfishly thought that except for my grandparents and you, everyone else is irrelevant. Whether they live or die has nothing to do with me. I once thought that if one day no one really believed me, then I would kill him myself. But, at this point, I realized that I didn't have the courage. Because, when I see him, I feel sick, and when I see him, I feel scared. That day is my birthday, so do you know why I don't want to celebrate my birthday? Because, I feel that the most reluctant thing for me to face in these 365 days of the year is my birthday. If possible, I hope that this day will never come and let me forget it. How wonderful! You always say, don't read those messy novels and don't make friends with those messy people. However, I know that this matter is wrong and should be stopped. It is from the messy novels and messy friends you say. Learned. I'm also thinking, if you had given me relevant knowledge about this kind of thing when I was a child, wouldn't I be like this today? However, this is also the current environment. You always feel that this kind of thing should not be said prematurely, or you feel that this kind of thing should not be exposed to the sun. But, you are just, it is because of your thoughts that we can no longer see the light and the future. I am very grateful for the books I have read, the authors who wrote them, and my friends. Without them, I would not know until a long, long time or even after I get married. End of this chapter. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 487. Chapter 487. In that case, it would be really unfair to my future husband, marrying such an unclean wife like me. But there should be no chance now, because I decided to end my life, because I have already imagined what will happen to me if this matter is exposed. Maybe Lingling and the others won't say anything, but you relatives and friends will definitely not talk about that scumbag, you will only talk about me. All your eyes will only be on me, and you will only think that the victim is guilty. But why should I, as a victim, be treated unfairly, while a scumbag cannot be condemned by this society? So, don't think I am cruel, because my heart and my so-called kindness have long been worn away by your words. I have posted the recording on Weibo. If I die, I will no longer have to see the darkness of this world. Therefore, I am not afraid of anything now. The rest will be left to that scumbag and the parents who gave birth to that scumbag. Take it. I want the public opinion of this world to drown him. I want Fang Jian to live a life worse than death. At the end of the recording, Ning Luoluo's voice ended with tears and hatred. Fang Shuhua was silent for a long time. She didn't know when she squatted down and leaned against the corner and burst into tears. Luoluo, Luoluo, Mom didn't mean it. Mom believes in you. Mom believes in you now. Can you come back? Mom can't live without you. When you come back, Mom will take you to seek justice. Mom will help you kill Fang Jian. Come back and let Mom bear everything. Mom is wrong, really wrong. Come back, please come back. What's wrong? Ning Jun rushed over after receiving the news and saw Fang Shuhua sitting on the ground holding her cell phone. Ning Jun, I was wrong, we were all wrong, Luoluo didn't lie, everything Luoluo said was true. Why didn't we believe her before, why? It was us who forced our daughter to do this. If it hadn't been for us, Luoluo wouldn't have jumped off the building. She is my daughter. How could I have the heart to treat her like this? Why don't I trust my own daughter? Why? After listening to the recording, Ning Jun's face turned pale. Like Fang Shuhua, he lost his mind. He didn't cry, but his dull eyes showed that Ning Jun's mind was no longer moving. There is no regret medicine in this world. Feng Ling came out of the operating room and looked at the two people and said, don't wait until you lose it before you know how to cherish it. There are some things that can be redeemed. Ning Luoluo is not suitable to be a doctor. She wants to major in journalism and communication, you just let her go, this is how to be a good parent. Don't let her down again in the future. Next time, I can't guarantee whether I can save her. Luoluo, is she still alive? Fang Shuhua came back to her senses and looked at Feng Ling excitedly. Fen Ling glanced at her lightly. She is alive now, but don't go see her, lest she wakes up and sees your mood swings too much. In the past few days, go back and think about what you have done to your daughter. Ning Luoluo is your daughter for the first time, but she has done much better than you, your first-time parents. She understands you, but you have never understood or even believed her. Fen Ling shook her head and walked towards the ward. Ning Luoluo had not passed the critical period yet, so she was worried and had to stay with Ning Luoluo all the time. Ye King Han said he would come over tonight, and Fen Ling did not refuse. After all, she seemed to have not seen him for a long time after going to college. End of this chapter. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 488. Chapter 488. Ning Luoluo woke up from the anesthesia, saw the ceiling, and blinked. Am I in heaven? With me here, will you go to heaven? Fen Ling said angrily. I said I would find a way for you, but it would be better for you to jump off the building if you disagree. After saying Ning Luoluo, Fen Ling sat down and looked at her condition. Her vital signs were very stable at the moment. Luoluo, your life is your own. Looking forward, some people are not worth your life. Do you understand? Even if you don't jump off the building, I will make him pay the corresponding price. But, I have already played the recording. There is nothing I can do. Ling Ling, it is already too late, everyone knows that I was. Ning Luoluo shook her head. Ling Ling, you shouldn't have saved me. Yes, everyone knows that Fang Jian is a scumbag, but no one will know that it is you, they only know that it is a girl. Fen Ling fast-forwarded the recording for Ning Luoluo. Ning Luoluo discovered that Fen Ling had erased all the information about her from Fang Jian. Ling Ling, you still want to live, I have to protect your privacy. Fen Ling curled her lips, and then touched Fen Ling's head. Okay, go to sleep, the most important thing for you now is to take good care of your body, right? Now, your mother asked me to tell you that she knew she was wrong and that the past things could not be undone. She is the same. You can give her a chance to show off so that she can take care of you in the coming days. You can forgive. I never hated her, I just felt chilled. Ning Luoluo lowered her eyes and said. I know, I understand your thoughts, so my suggestion is that you can try to let her behave and see if she really knows that she is wrong. Maybe, after this incident, you will become a perfect family. After Fen Ling rubbed Ning Luoluo's little head, she pinched her face and said, you should rest first. If you are sure that you can calm down, I will ask your parents to come in to accompany you. Well, Ling Ling, let them come in. Those who can control themselves, I know what is best for myself. Okay, you can enter. Fen Ling came to the door of the ICU and glanced at Fang Shuhua and Ning Jun. The two of them are no longer as arrogant as before. They even said that they have become a little humble in front of Fen Ling. Don't talk to her for too long. What she ultimately wants now is to rest. Your daughter has never hated you, she was just chilled by you. I hope that this time you will really know that you were wrong. Luoluo is my very important friend. This time I will give you a chance to make up for Luoluo, but next time, I will not give you another chance. Fen Ling glanced at the two people, turned and left. The door has been opened for you, go in yourself. Okay, don't worry, we will never distrust Luoluo again, Fang Shuhua promised. The two of them entered the ICU with apprehension. Ning Luoluo was lying on the hospital bed with tubes inserted all over her body. She looked terrible. Fang Shuhua looked at Ning Luoluo like this, tears streaming down her face. Luoluo, Mom's Luoluo, I'm sorry, Mom is sorry for you. Luoluo, Dad is wrong. Ning Jun touched his daughter's head, which was warm. At this time, he realized how luxurious the word living was. I thought I would never see you again. Ning Luoluo pursed her lips. Actually, I don't really want to let you go. End of this chapter. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 489. Chapter 489. I remember a lot of good things about you. I'm afraid of pain. It hurts when I fall, so I won't jump off the building in the future. Ning Luoluo smiled weakly, which made Fang Shuhua and Ning Jun feel very distressed. Lingling asked me to look forward. I thought about it and she was right. This is my second life. It was given to me by Lingling. From now on, I will be Lingling's person. You are not allowed to have any objections to Lingling. Her medical skills are very good, the best doctor I have ever seen in my life. I feel that I can't go wrong by following her. Ning Luoluo smiled sweetly. Fang Shuhua nodded, okay, Mom won't have a problem with Feng Ling. Your happiness is the most important thing. She saved your life and your grandfather's life. She is the benefactor of our Ning family. I will wait for you. Grandpa is completely fine, we thank her very much. Well, Ning Luoluo smiled, and then continued, by the way, you should have listened to the recording. Actually, I don't want to listen to it because I only listened to it once and then stopped listening to it. However, still fortunately, it happened when I was a child. Now, I can control myself and try not to think about it. Lingling told me that the scumbag had been taken away by the police, and the recording had been decoded and my information was released. It's good. His parents should come to me soon. But it doesn't matter. I won't forgive them. No matter how much they give or how many good words they say, I won't forgive them. You cannot forgive me, nor can you forgive me on my behalf. Okay, Mom and Dad don't forgive me. You are our daughter. No one else can be as good as our daughter, you know. Fang Shuhua felt heartbroken. She hugged Ning Luoluo gently and said, Luoluo, she is our most beloved daughter, you know? So, even if I have said many nice things about Fang Jian before, he is not my biological son, so don't worry, my mother will help you get justice. Thank you. Ning Luoluo blinked, I'm tired and want to sleep. I'll take a nap. Okay. Ning Luoluo fell asleep, and Fang Shuhua and Ning Jun stayed with her. Fang Shuhua didn't go out until Fang Ting came over, and Ning Jun stayed alone to take care of Ning Luoluo. What's the matter? Fang Shuhua saw Fang Ting, her eyes were quite cold. Xiao Jian called and said she was taken away by the police. Was it the police? Luoluo called. Why? Why? You should ask your good son what he did to Luoluo when he was 8 years old. Fang Shuhua was suffocating now, and when she saw Fang Ting, she became even more angry. Fang Ting didn't understand. 8 years old? How many years have passed? What big thing can you still hold on to? Are we holding on and not letting go? If we hold on and not letting go, Luoluo won't be admitted to the ICU. Fang Shuhua yelled at Fang Ting, if you want to know what happened, go check the hot searches yourself. Your son's hot search is now ranked first in the hot search. I believe you can see it by clicking in. I still want to accompany my daughter, please forgive me. By the way, brother, I never thought in my life that the person who hurt my daughter was actually your son. If possible, I hope we are not brother and sister. Whether it is ethics or morality, Fang Jian is a complete scumbag. The scum of scum. Fang Shuhua pinched her palms and gave Fang Ting a hard look. Fang Ting was stunned. Did that brat really do something? He opened the hot search, and suddenly he was stunned. Fang Jian, he. You heard it, you saw it, you know what your good son did to my daughter, right? End of this chapter. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 490. Chapter 490. Fang Shuhua looked at Fang Ting fiercely, treating Fang Ting as a sinner who had done all kinds of evil. Fang Ting couldn't accept Fang Shuhua's look. Shuhua, it's impossible for Fang Jian to do this. Luoluo is his cousin, how could he do this? Our tutor also knows that there must be some misunderstanding. Wait a minute, wait for me to find out who put this information, and I will definitely give you an explanation. There's no need to look it up, I'm the one who posted this information, is there any problem? Feng Ling stood aside with her hands in her pockets and looked at the man with a beer belly in front of her. The eyes are not gentle at all. Fang Ting looked at Feng Ling and found that there was just a little girl opposite. He seemed to understand something for a moment. Did Luoluo and Fang Jian have some misunderstanding, so she asked you to slander Fang Jian like this? Tisk, why are you so ignorant? No matter how big the misunderstanding between Luoluo and Fang Jian is, you shouldn't release this kind of thing. Now, Fang Jian is being taken to the police station. If Luoluo finds out, she will definitely regret it. I don't know if she regrets that Fang Jian was taken to the police station. Feng Ling looked at Fang Ting and said word by word, but I know that she must regret that she agreed to sleep in the same room with Fang Jian. Feng Ling looked at Fang Ting funny. All parents think their children are the best, and they like to protect their children when problems arise. However, it is always the education of parents that destroys children. Feng Ling looked at Fang Shuhua and Fang Ting and said, "You are, so are you. How do you talk, kid? Do you know how good Fang Jian is? His achievements are beyond your comparison." "I can't compare," Feng Ling laughed. "Don't think I don't know that Fang Jian got admitted to Peking University as a doctoral candidate. However, I can tell you that I still look down upon a mere PhD student from Peking University. You can go and find out what the status of the word Feng Ling is in the hearts of the professors at the university." Feng Ling then released a bombshell. 3 years ago, I became a tutor at Peking University. Do you think I will appreciate the research results produced by a mere doctoral student? Naturally not. Feng Ling curled her lips. Fang Shuhua looked at Feng Ling blankly. She didn't believe it, but Feng Ling's look made her believe it. So, is this girl really as powerful as she said? Fang Ting was stunned, but only for a short time. Then he said, "Little girl, how can you lie to people again and again? You. She is a liar? Who are you, saying that our dean is a liar?" Zhou Fang came out and looked at Fang Ting, looking up and down. "Isn't that what you look like?" "What? Are you so jealous of our little dean?" "What dean?" Fang Ting was a little confused for a moment. "What director? Of course he is the director of this hospital. I am just the deputy director. However, the young director is usually busy with business and has no time to manage such a large hospital, so he entrusted me with the position of director first. But in fact, she is the director of this hospital. Otherwise, who do you think saved this lady's daughter and her daughter's grandfather? The ability of our little director is the best in the world." Zhou Fang's level of bragging is really increasing day by day. Feng Ling glanced at him and shook her head helplessly. She asked Zhou Fang to come over and pay attention to Ning Luoluo's situation. Unexpectedly, he heard her. After hearing this, she naturally couldn't help herself. If Zhou Fang didn't brag, he wouldn't be Zhou Fang. However, one thing is that all the bragging that Zhou Fang has is true. Feng Ling is really so awesome. End of this chapter.